'Twas the season before baseball, and all through the league, a historical two-way player was all the intrigue. The tweets on the timeline posted without care, in hopes that Ohtani's plane soon would be there. How's it going, everyone? Kasabi from Showzone here, and I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season as we look forward to 2024. Soon we'll have more news on MLB The Show 24, including new features, the new cover athlete, new legends, and so on. But first, a question that's on everybody's minds. How will Shohei Ohtani going to the Dodgers influence the cost of the Live Series collection next year? And how on earth will this collection be affordable for your average, no money spent player? We're likely looking at one of the most expensive team collections in MLB The Show history, even more so than the New York Mets this last year. The Dodgers to this point have added Shohei Ohtani and Tyler Glasnow, and they're not done yet. They may add a few more players. Unfortunately, we can't defer stub payments to the end of the year like Shohei Ohtani did with his contract, so here's a look at how much the Dodgers will likely cost you in MLB The Show 24. Before we get too into it, first I want to preface that these calculations are under the standard of sets and seasons from MLB 23, and that assumes the calendar and the timeline are similar this next year. This will also assume that the price points and the game economy are also close to the same. The Dodgers may realistically have as many as 7 or 8 diamond players by the time free agency ends, but here are the 7 players currently on their roster that I believe have the best chance of being diamonds to begin the year. This other column shows the average high price points that these cards were at the marketplace during periods of their most common overall score over the year. So for example, we have players like Mookie Betts who began closer to 130K but dipped as the year went on. And then there's guys like Freddie Freeman who was closest to the 9K stub mark for most of the year, but towards the end of the year hovered around 12K. So 9K was the most common price that you could find him at throughout the season. These 7 players in the diamond or near diamond range would have an approximate cost of 285 to 312,000 stubs. If you add in the rest of the team, you're likely looking closer to 350K. This approximate value is about what the Angels cost with Ohtani and Trout in early May of this year, but keep in mind Ohtani was on the low end for pricing. Trout was the high price point on the team, and he started to fade a little bit in price after launch. Aside from the Angels, the other mega team in MLB 23 for collections were the New York Mets, who cost between $223,000 and $244,000. Or, it's about the same as it would cost to complete the entire NL Central collection. Any way you slice it, the Dodgers will be a significant chunk of change. So what's the likely reward for getting that collection done? This past year, Live Series team collections granted you a core team captain card using a former legend and boosted your Live Series players. The Mets had the highest overall player at a 95 with Tom Seaver, followed by the Angels and Dodgers with 94 overall players. I could definitely see the Dodgers commanding a minimum of 94, but we're likely looking at a 95 or maybe even a 96 overall player. And if the list of captains is limited to former players once more, there's a handful of options that player could be. In MLB 23, the Dodgers and the NL West collections got you Duke Snider and Fernando Valenzuela, so I'm going to assume that those players will be different this next year. Dodger legends that are currently in the game could include, but are not limited to, Mike Piazza, Eric Gagne, Don Sutton, and Jackie Robinson. Gagne was also a high-level reward from Ranked in Set 1, so I'm guessing it's not him, and Jackie Robinson will have his Jackie Robinson Day card around April 15th. There's usually a fairly obtainable or even free Jackie Robinson card that people will get around this time. So that leaves Piazza or Sutton, which aren't the most tantalizing options, I suppose, but a good Piazza card at catcher to start the game would go well towards the meta. I also believe there are other Dodger cards that could be added this year to the legend pool. I can't say for certain who, but it would be cool to see some old school legends like Sandy Koufax or Pee Wee Reese. A lot of these collection rewards tend to be new players as well, so when we got Mark McGwire, Derek Jeter, and Sammy Sosa in MLB The Show 23, those were the main 3 collection rewards that you got for the Live Series. If the trend continues on bringing back some more modern players whose likenesses were previously in MLB The Show, I could totally see this being somebody like a Matt Kemp or Andre Ethier, and they would be the 95 overall captain. Kemp was a fan favorite in previous MLB The Show games, and Ethier would be a great option being a career Los Angeles Dodger. Not to get too ahead of myself, but these players could also have some tasty 97 to 99 overall cards later in the year. and both of them were All-Stars, Silver Sluggers, and Gold Glovers. So those are my best educated guesses on what you can maybe expect for the Dodgers' prices, and as well as the rewards that you might get for completing their live series team. No doubt that Ohtani and Mookie Betts will command a strong price in the market again this year at a minimum. You might also have players like Freddie Freeman that will cost a ton. So we'll see how many star players the Dodgers continue to add alongside Shohei Ohtani from now until March, but what are your thoughts on the Los Angeles Dodgers for MLB The Show 24? Is a 95 overall captain card too low? Is it worth the grind? Or is there a Dodger player card that would make you the happiest to get after completing this live series collection? Let me know in the comments section. That's going to be all for now. Season 6 is right on the doorstep, which will be the final content for MLB The Show 23. But again, more MLB The Show 24 news will be coming soon. Signing off for now, this is Kasabi from Showzone. We'll see you next time.